Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all beautiful and well this evening. Episode 31, 31 weeks of quality content on a Tuesday night I've been giving you, and I hope you appreciate it because tonight I've got another great guest. He's a broadcast titan. He's an actual inspiration of mine in the presenting world. He's a cool guy and he's a Tottenham fan, so he's going to help us preview Thursday night's game at the aptly named Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He also works for Tottenham. He's on 5 Live, Hugo Boss, you name it. He's worked with them. Here he is, Mr. Nihal, Arthur Nayaki. How are you, sir?
How are you, man? It's nice to see you, Alex. I've got proper lockdown hair. Look at the state of Barney. You sorted yours out. You made it all kind of. But look at this. I look like Lego. Like Lego man. Yeah.
Lego man. How are you, though, mate? Listen, it's great to have you on.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you for asking me on, actually. The weird thing is, I've got, some of my best friends are Liverpool fans. Like, you can't go anywhere in the world without there being Liverpool fans. So it's going to be quite interesting. Right. I'm on a WhatsApp group with a few of my pals, and 3 of them are Liverpool, 3 of us are Spurs, and then there's 1 Chelsea and 1 Arsenal.
Well, they can just get rid of them, even it up, 3 on 3, make it a Thursday night bonanza. It is a big one on Thursday, of course.
Big.
And you do work with the club as well, which must be a dream. But I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on what it's like working for a club that you obviously, love, have supported for many years. It must be a dream, mate.
It's amazing. I mean, just recently when we beat Man City 2-0, they do a thing called N17 Live on
I've seen it.
The website, and I was invited down onto that. Michael Kiwanuka's done it, AJ Tracy's done it. So it's been a real pleasure to go into. It's a very strange year. I mean, I still call it White Hart Lane. I probably will.
Mate.
It shows my age. I'll still call it the lane. But we went down to the lane, and it was just an incredible experience to be there. Very privileged because, of course, people aren't allowed in. So it's very weird to be in a 60,000 seater stadium and there's a couple of 100 people there. It's so weird to actually be in there, but it feels amazing, just last week, actually, I interviewed Glenn Hoddle for the first time. Wow. And Glenn Hoddle is the reason I'm a Spurs fan. He's the absolute reason I'm a Spurs fan. And I'd never interviewed him before. I've met Ledley, I've met Ozzy, I've met Garth Crooks. I met a lot of Spurs legends, Gary Mabbott. I've met a lot over the years, but I'd never met Lord Glenn of Hoddle. And then I met him, interviewed him. There's, Eric Dyer and Ben Davies. Yeah, I've met all of the, Dele Alli and Harry Kane, and I met all of those guys. But just to meet him was a whole different level, Alex. And they say don't meet your heroes, do they? But I think
they do.
I think that's nonsense, because every footballing hero I've met, when I met Harry Redknapp, and I was lucky enough to meet Poch a number of times and interview Poch for the BBC. They've all just been brilliant. I've yet to meet a Spurs player where I've just gone, oh, he was a bit of a wrong un, as I walk away. What's happening, Morpheus Loop? So.
Yeah, the fans coming in. Hello. If you are watching this, guys, please do get a couple of questions in for Nihal. And remember, as always, do like the video. You can't come on here and watch my content without leaving a like. Come on, guys. Let's show some manners and respect. Also, share the stream as well. And, of course, if you aren't already, please do subscribe. Let's talk about the big talking point, really. I mean, in the footballing world, not just for Liverpool and Tottenham. The news yesterday that Frank Lampard had been let go of his job. I mean, I did want to touch on this very briefly, just as before we move on. But I mean, there's 2 sides to this, I think, brother. There's the side that says, how has he managed to keep his job so long? 9th, 200 million spent, dwelling really in mid-table. Is it that Rafa Benitez, if he had the job, he maybe would have got sacked by Christmas? Or then there's the other side, say, well, you haven't let him have the time to work with this squad. You probably need at least 2+ seasons to bed those guys in. Where do you sit on this?
There's a number of points here, Alex. The first way I think that the club handled it in terms of the press reporting that he was to be sacked.
Yeah,
I thought it was crass. I thought it was vulgar. And I think that someone who has given that much to the club shouldn't have been treated in that way.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I understand how the club, because I used to be a PR, I understand how the club wants to control the narrative. Right. And they should control the narrative. But what they should do is have Thomas Tuchel lined up. They should have Frank told it's happening, it's over, and then it be as smooth a transition as possible. Thank you for everything Frank has done. Here is our new manager. Not in the way that it's been done like this. I just don't think that a man who has given that much to Chelsea should have been treated in that way, you know.
Yeah, Cameron here says we could do with Nihal playing centre back for Spurs.
Cameron, you do not want to see me playing football. Ask my son. My son's quite a naughty little footballer. He's here, Kingsley.
Yeah, when he was
Kingsley on the stream,
he did an air shot on the volley.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
He's an abysmal footballer.
That's all right. All right, now you can come back in. I'll invite you back in at next week. I'll sit over there. But yes. So Cameron, thank you for the invite, but trust me, if anyone saw me on Soccer AM, they'll know that I'm not.
Yeah, no, I did see that. I can't lie. I'm actually speaking to Fenners in the morning, to be honest. So I'll drop that in.
Yeah, drop that in. Fenners is one of the finest coat collections. Fenners and I always talk about coats, and I know we'll be doing something about coats later on. But yeah.
Yeah, well, you say that. Fenners came on this show and we rounded up his top 3 casual jackets. So I'll send you that episode. I'm sure you'll enjoy that one.
I'll see it. They definitely knows this stuff. All Stony, aren't they?
Yeah. No, one was Adidas Special, one was a Stony, and one was there was 2 Specials and 1 Stony.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, go back on that one. I'm sure you'll like it. Let's get into the next part of the show, which for me is an essential look really at Liverpool's lack of activity in the transfer window. I mean, for me, Klopp clearly is sending a message there to the board to say, and let us know if you agree in the comments, guys, but from where I see it, starting Reece Williams against United is a huge cry to the board to say, look at what you're making me have to do. You're making me put a 19-year-old on the pitch who doesn't have the experience to play at this level, and therefore we can't blame him if he is the reason why we lost the match. Unfortunately, he was. And I think this is a huge now call to the board to say, look, there's 4 days to go. This is what's going to happen if we don't buy a new centre-back.
Why are you pinning the blame on this young guy like this, though? I mean,
no, I'm not.
Efforts. Who's
it's not his fault. It isn't his fault. It's
that Fernandes goal was like unsavable, right? That Fernandes.
Sure, but it was the Rashford pass through that he could have got and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
What I'm not.
There are players like there are people like Toby Alderweireld who misses things like that, right? You know, it's always.
Sure,
I think. I mean, look, he's not David Luiz. Let's be honest. He's not. He's not in that level, but of sheer incompetency. But,
not there yet. But what I mean is, he's not to blame. It's not his fault that we've had to start him. It's the board's fault for maybe not backing Klopp in this. But yeah, I mean, listen. Hopefully, we rectify that for Thursday. Now I can see Matip coming back in. And listen, we will get into a more thorough Tottenham-Liverpool preview later on in the show. But I wanted to step on now to my favourite part of any Top of the Kop show, and that is the Matchday Mixer. Now, Nihal, if you don't know what a Matchday Mixer is, I basically round up the 5 best bits of the Matchday experience and bring them to you. So we can't, well, you can, you're at the bloody stadiums, but the normal people, the rest of us...
Only once.
Well, listen, I'm sure you'll be back. We can't. So I thought, why not bring all the best days, the best parts of the match day to you and our viewers. And I'm sure you'll agree that food, drink, trainers, music, and a jacket are 5 things that you cannot miss really on match day. So let's get into your jacket first. Again, gave you a big list of jackets to choose from. Funnily enough, it's funny that this picture cropped up because it is a Hugo Boss jacket that you've gone for. And I can vouch for this personally, because I know that you probably left that day with a couple jackets in the boot as well.
I mean, look, they are the official suiting company for Tottenham Hotspur. So, it would be remiss of me not to go for a Hugo Boss jacket. I do have rather a lot of Hugo Boss in my wardrobe. This top here is a Hugo. It's actually not dissimilar from the lines at the stadium. They've got this kind of design at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
You get away with that.
I do like a little bit of the Hugo Boss. I mean, there weren't some. I mean, I am a huge fan of Oliver Spencer, the menswear designer. So an Oliver Spencer coat I would have worn all day long. But then I looked down the list and I saw Hugo Boss. I went, come on, you've got to kiss the badge. Kiss the badge, Alex.
He's going on like this is the suit forever now of Tottenham and their fans. No, do you know what though? I did say as well, if there wasn't one on the list for you, you could have always thrown in Oliver Spencer. But listen, we've mentioned his name probably 3 times now, so he's got his promo there anyway. So that's good. Right, obviously Nike make the Tottenham kit, so again another one where it would be rude of you not to take up what's on offer. You've gone for the Air Force One on the match day. Yes,
no, absolutely. The Air Force One is light, durable, gives me an extra inch of height, so I'm nearer 6 foot when I wear a pair of Air Force Ones. And I also own a number of pairs of Air Force Ones, all different, from Supreme Air Force Ones to Colin Kaepernick Air Force One to a Cold War collaboration with Air Force One. I mean, I've got Year of the Chinese Year.
That stuff, jeez.
Yeah, I've got Black History Month Air Force Ones. I mean, I've got I've got loads and loads of Air Force Ones.
Have you got I've got these, the Jay-Z Rockefeller collabs.
No, do you know what?
Ones.
It's really interesting that you say that, because for a number of years I've looked at those and gone, I need those. I need to have those in my collection. And I've never parted with the money to get them, but that is definitely a buy for me. I do need to track down
Pottery, those. White leather.
Yeah,
beautiful anti-crease kind of setup.
What's it got on the tongue? Because I know where the
Rockefeller. So it's the Rockefeller on the tongue and the Rockefeller bit on the back. So it's in 2 places. But
as well. Wow. No,
you can't really wear them unless you're wearing you can't have the tongue hidden on them. They have to be out. So I'd go with. I'd even go with. I wouldn't wear joggers. I'd go with shorts. I can't lie to you.
We should don't go with those tight jeans in that meme of those 4 geezers.
Mate, no. Do you know what though? I'm sure if I ask Kish Cash on how to rock them, he'd give me the full rundown. I've worked with him on a Puma series recently. So I'm sure if I ask
thousands of pairs.
He's got 2. I think it's 2.5K.
Right. Okay. Because the thing about Kish Cash, what I love is that every time I put a picture of trainers on my own Instagram, I'm looking for a cosign from him. So if he goes, they're fire, I'm like, good. If they're dead. Then
man.
Delete the post.
Swagger Don, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's the guy when it comes to training. I've known Kish Cash for 20 odd years, 25 years.
Yeah, no, proper legend in the place, man. Shame that he supports Man United, though. I can't lie to you. That is a big shame. But anyway, we move. Right, next up is your music. Obviously, you need something to get you pumped up for match day. Funnily enough, it doesn't surprise me. Do you know what? Everything you've picked today is basically stuff that's either been given to you for free by the club or is the posh food that's been put on. But anyway, you've gone for AJ Tracy. Again, another Tottenham artist. It's all, I shouldn't have even asked you. I should have known all this.
Oh, well, it's either him or Michael Kiwanuka, but Michael Kiwanuka wasn't on the list. I just going for Tottenham or Adele. Adele, of course, is a massive Spurs fan as well. But I went with AJ Tracy because I think of the crop of MCs that are around at the moment. Also, I think that he has just got such amazing skills. His flows, his patterns, the words that he uses, the metaphors, the similes. I just think that he is one of the best MCs in the country.
I agree.
It helps that he's a Spurs fan as well, but vibes and that, cruise like a 4x4 wheel drive and that, he's I like him. And that Ladbroke Grove track, of course, because it's on a Garage Flex, and I'm of that age, my late 40s, where Garage, I was in my 20s when Garage first dropped. And interestingly enough, I just interviewed KSI and Anne Marie, who've come together to do a Garage track, right? And I asked them, I said, I said to him, I was like, you weren't born when this music dropped. Like when So Solid and all that was around, you weren't, when Mark Rough Rider was doing Joy, you weren't born. Like, how do you and they were just like, oh, this is music we just love. We love this beat. We love this rhythm. And, you know, it's music that we've heard growing up. And it's amazing just how resilient garage music has been, you know?
Yeah.
JK, number of people jumping on garage rhythms.
The Streets as well, bringing it way back.
Original
I'm sure KSI likes the paycheck that came with it, though, as well as the fact that he's been listening to it forever. Do you know what? I'm 27, right? So I'm not saying I was there during the peak of garage, but I definitely caught the end of it. Like when I was maybe 5, 6, I remember listening to "Do You Really Like It?" That was on the radio all the time. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So like 2000, 2001. I would say.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I've got a crazy photographic memory, bro. I could tell you who scored for Liverpool in the FA Cup final in 2006 and what boots they're wearing. I'm a nerd, mate. Anyway.
My son's like that as well. He's dying to get in, but he's not going to get in right this minute because we're still talking about my things that we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about your dad's sushi, actually.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to
sushi is perfect.
Yeah. So
sushi is the best.
I'm going to get gunned for this because people are going to go, wait a minute, you go to
sushi on a match day. Guys in the comments, do let us know if you think that's a normal thing. In Liverpool especially, I'm not too if I ask for sushi at the bar outside, the stand, I think, well, I don't even know if they'd know what that is, to be honest, mate, in Liverpool.
What about sashimi then? I mean, you could just say, look, I'll basically, if you looked at someone and went, I'd like some sashimi, and they went, mate, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then you go, okay, well, look, let's do it like this. I want fish and chips, but don't cook the fish, right?
And replace the chips with rice, basically.
Right. And somehow find some horseradish sauce from somewhere.
I mean, is this the kind of thing that you're kind of devouring nowadays on an N17 work day at the new stadium?
Well, I tell you what, can I just say the catering offering at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is very good indeed. It's very, very good. The food at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is superb. It is very much a culinary day out. And then of course there are all the old haunts around Tottenham, Chick King or whatever, and you can still go and get your old fashioned scran, as it were, if you need to.
Yeah, for me, when I go up to Anfield, there's a Chinese. So basically, up north in Liverpool, especially, the Chinese takeaway shop acts as a double entendre because it also does English meals, right? So you could go and get a Chinese, but then you could come away with also fish and chips in the same establishment. So when Scousers come down here and they see the Chinese shops with no fish and chips added in, they're like, what's going on here, lads? What the hell's going on, lads? So yeah, that's my experience with my family anyway. And of course, you need a drink as well, Nihal.
Yes, I need to get a bit.
You need to wash that sushi down. Very stodgy stuff. You've gone for a spice rum. I've added the Coke in there with the lime. I mean,
I would have gone with ginger beer.
Oh yeah, you're wrong. You're right. I should have done ginger beer. I'm a spice rum and Coke guy, bro. That is my drink. I can't lie.
Right, so a spice rum and ginger beer. Like there's a drink from Sri Lanka, which is where my family are from, called arak, and it is a whiskey made out of coconut, and you have that with ginger ale. Happy days. Until you've had about 3 or 4 minutes on Happy Days, and it's 5 or 6. You don't even know what day it is, and it's like 7 or 8, and you're in hospital for 8 days, right? So it's one of them ones. But it's so unbelievable. Good. It's so good.
No, that's it.
There is a amazing place in Liverpool. I think it's called Home Baked at Anfield.
Yes, it's the pie shop opposite the stadium. Yeah,
and it's a charity. And it's a community-based. Home Baked is amazing. I judged a food awards thing and became aware of it and the work that they do. It's unbelievable. I think they won it.
I'm pretty sure they did. I had not Craig. I had what's his bloody name now from the Red Men TV on Mark on, and in his Matchday Mixer, he chose a home baked pie, and he just went, "Look how shaky that pie is, there, fella." And it was a scene, but since the lockdown, it's been closed.
I need to have a pie from Home Baked because I hear it's the one. I definitely hear it's the one.
But what you do, this is the trick, right? So when you get the pie, it's too hot to eat. Yeah. You get the pie in its cellophane still. you put it in your pocket with it opened for the first half, right? And then at half time, you get it out and it's absolutely perfect temperature. It's just traditional. If you're sitting in the Kop with a load of Scousers, that's just the thing, man.
Okay, but all right, I'm thinking this is a high risk endeavor, because as soon as you score, it's mayhem. People jumping around, people squashing on you. But you might find out you've got like your chicken balti pie just spread all over you, and it looks like
that's the risk I'm willing to take. You know, I'd rather. It's impressive. It's commitment, if anything. You know, stupid commitment. Stupid commitment. Yeah.
No, but that's the man that knows the temperature of the pie that he needs, and he's willing to go through all kinds of potential disasters in order to ensure that temperature. I mean, that's deep.
Imagine if, you know, Salah missed and it hit my pie. You know, again, it's a risk that again I'm willing to take. But there you go. Enough talk
he's
about
been doing rather a lot of this season, isn't he? To be fair,
it's a good job. I've not been standing behind there with a pie. 19 goals though for Salah this season. Everyone keeps saying, you know, he's a one-season wonder. This is his 4th season of consistently 20+ goals.
Yeah.
So yeah, really impressive.
Yeah. Why is that? Why is the impression that he's not? He's not,
because when you have a season. When you have a season where you score 44 goals in your debut season at a club, naturally people are going to think it's an anomaly. So they're going to say, well, he can't do that 2 years in a row. Or he might have done it 2 years in a row, but he's not going to do it. Oh, he's done it 3 years. Well, he's not. Oh, do you know what I mean? It's just continuous, like, proving you wrong. Let us know in the comments if you've had to basically shut someone down as being a Salah naysayer, a one-season wonder. Let us know in the comments what you've said to people in the past to defy that. No, brilliant choice there. Matchday Mixer. Really, really a big fan of your choices there. Very Tottenham-centric, but we love it nonetheless. The next question for you, Nihal, is a classic Would You Rather. So here, I have 3 strike partnerships. Okay?
Right, I'm going to bring my son in on this, I think.
So you've got Defoe and Torres. That's option 1.
Yeah.
Option 2, Son and Suarez.
Yeah.
Option 3, you've got Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah. So out of those 3, you get one choice.
One choice. I'm going Kane and Salah all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Yeah. Although, listen, I'm going to be real with you. I don't like Suarez. I don't like.
I don't know. I don't.
So Sonny. However much I like Sonny, I think Kane and Salah together, I couldn't be in any partnership. And Torres in a red shirt was much better than Torres in a blue shirt. Don't talk about Torres in a blue shirt, do we? Good grief! Wow.
No, God, no.
Are we talking current though? Are we?
No,
Suarez
just imagine all of them are at their primes, right? Okay. So even JD, let's put some respect on Jermaine Defoe. I mean, he's been out here scoring bags.
You're not old enough. You're 13. You don't know about
that. What year did you start watching football, Kingsley?
2014. I started watching football.
So you're a youngster, man. You don't know about JD.
That even makes a 27-year-old feel old.
Mate, I feel so old by that. Yeah, man. I started in 90. I remember my first game was watching Liverpool Wimbledon in 97, Michael Owen's first goal. You don't even know about Michael Owen, do you, Kingsley?
No, I know about Michael Owen. Arsenal.
He what?
He scored a hat-trick in like 2 minutes against Arsenal, didn't he?
That was Robbie Fowler, mate.
No, I know he scored against Arsenal.
He scored 2 in the FA Cup final against Arsenal, though. Yeah, did a front flip celebration, yellow kit. Yeah, good time.
I will go. I'm gonna be controversial here, but I'm gonna go for Son and Suarez. So hear me out. Simply because I feel that Salah and Kane, I think they wouldn't benefit off each other as much as Son and Suarez would, because I feel that Salah is more for playing as a winger and a striker, and then that would sort of negate Harry Kane. So,
but I think Salah, because he has the pace that Kane doesn't have, right? And Kane has proved recently with how he has been feeding pace with Sonny that Kane can be used in a much more interesting role. Whereas I think Suarez is selfish, and I just don't like Suarez. So
you know what?
there's a lot of reasons why I don't like Suarez, but I think that Salah and Kane together would be
hear me out.
Dangerous.
Suarez had such a good partnership with Messi, who was also a winger. I'm not comparing Son to Messi, but at the same time, Son is a winger and Son is an outstanding winger. So at the same time, you've got to sort of bring into account, like, could that work? Because Suarez was such a potent number 9 at Liverpool. And then
this guy has more analysis than me.
And then Son is just a beast as well.
But Son has not been consistent at the moment, right?
Yeah,
so currently, if it was, I guess, on their top, but to be fair, you were saying when they were on top form. But when they're on top form, look how many goals Salah is worth. And look how many goals Kane is worth.
Scored 120 goals or something in all comps, Salah, already for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Question number 2. I've got another one for you.
Here we go.
As a Spurs fan, would you rather win the FA Cup and Mourinho gets sacked, or win the League Cup and he stays 4 more years? Now, this is very specific, this question. This was a bespoke one.
I am with the League Cup and 4 more years.
Yeah, same with me.
Wow.
Because I think that I would like. Yeah, because I think that we need to walk over a threshold of winning something, right? And winning something with him means that then what he would instill in the club, that confidence, that psychological barrier, I think we have to winning, means that he would carry us on to it. Because look, to win the FA Cup is not enough for us, right? It can't be enough for us. We have to, Arsenal have won that out how many times?
Look at
that. Not that I wouldn't take that. Of course I'd take it, because the last time we won I was there when we beat Chelsea in the League
Cup final, yeah.
Yeah, League Cup final in 2008, I think it was.
Yeah, Berbatov and Woodgate.
Oh,
I was 1 year old.
Me. But I remember being there. I was there with Joe Wiley, actually, and Joe Wiley's dad.
Oh, amazing.
It was because her dad is a massive Spurs fan. And I just think that we need to overcome that barrier, win something, and then him take us on to win the league. Right. And I think he's the only manager that can do that. And listen, I've got to be real with you, going 1-0 up, parking the bus, or at least not killing off a game, has cost us dearly. We'd be top of the league now if we hadn't given away those points on those occasions where we were just 1-0 up, or indeed with West Ham when we were 3-0 up. We would be sitting pretty right now. Right. So it's not as if I am 100% behind Jose Mourinho. Right. But I know that he wins. I mean, today is his 58th birthday, I think. And I was looking at all of the trophies he's won from Porto and Real Madrid and Inter. And you're like, wow, if he can bring some of that to Tottenham, I'm all for it. Why did you think I'd go with the other one?
I'm not going to lie to you. It was a tough one for Spurs fans, but I think, from my perspective, looking at his, record traditionally, does he stay somewhere for more than 3 years? No. Do you think, in your heart of hearts, he's the right man for Spurs in the long term? I don't think you do. Let's say for the next 3 to 6 years. Do you think? Because if you asked me 3 years ago,
I don't know if there was 6 years.
I would have said Klopp is the long term person, but is Mourinho your long-term answer to your success?
But I don't know how many 6-year cycles there are in the Premier League, right?
They're rare. They're hard to come by now.
They're super. But you see, the thing is, they never. I mean, with Wenger, Arsenal.
I mean, that didn't end well.
No, it didn't. It didn't. And I think Emery was a sacrificial lamb of that, and Arteta might be as well, right? Because Wenger hung on for too long. I don't need Jose Mourinho to be there for 10 years, right? Or 12 years, or even 6 years in that respect. But I think if he can win something in the first season, and then we get another, and then we get another 4 years out. I think, look, he's not that guy that got sacked by Chelsea and Manchester United. I just don't think he's that guy, Alex, anymore.
I think
he learned.
I think that he's the guy now that he was at Chelsea during the second spell, because he's not got that same aura about him that he did like his first spell at Chelsea or at Inter or Porto, but he's still got that winning quality, and look what he did with United. You know,
forget United. Look what he's done with Eric Dyer.
No, but
no one saw that coming.
They had a decent bunch of players when he came in, but they still managed to win something, no matter how badly he got sacked. And we were part of that when we beat him 3-0 at Old Trafford on an August bank holiday, and we're shouting, "You're getting sacked in the morning." And
there you go. Then.
I mean, he's got a much better team with us than he did at Man United, and I think
Liverpool fans will love hearing this.
Well,
you must have loved it when we beat them 6-1 this season. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, but we lost 7-2 on the same day, so I wasn't happy for too long. You know what I mean?
That's true. That was
great. Let's move on to this is something I do every week, Nihal. Obviously, Top of the Kops, a bit of a spin-off, bit of a rip-off, really, for Top of the Pops, popular music show. I bet Kingsley doesn't even know what that is, which makes me totally old. But number 2 in the charts this week, the Top of the Kops moments, is Jordan Henderson becoming an ambassador for the NHS charities together. He's also just confirmed in the last day that he's Tyrone Mings and another captain, I can't remember who it was, were the face of a new anti-bullying online campaign, which is brilliant to see. I mean, Henderson really has thrown himself at everything off the pitch for Liverpool. A total role model, I think you'll agree. And it's just not really a surprise to see him extending his kind of good efforts off the pitch as well. So my captain, my hero, Jordan Brian Henderson at number 2.
Strong. That's very strong. I think though that however much you may not rate it because he's a Man United player, but you will rate him for what he's done.
Oh no, listen, I know what you're going to say.
Rashford has changed the game, right? Rashford has changed the game for what footballers can do.
If I was standing in the Kop and fans were allowed, and I was standing in the Kop when we played United last weekend, there's no doubt in my mind that we would have given him an absolute, because you know what Scousers are like, mate, as well. You know, Scousers and Manx, they're so similar, they don't even know it. They're both fighting for the same thing. They can all relate so much more than maybe potentially people down here, to be honest with you. And I think we would have given him a standing ovation if we could have. Because what he's done is unquestionably.
Do you know what? It's really, I don't know if you saw the Anton Ferdinand documentary.
I did. Very powerful.
And Jordan Henderson was unbelievable in it. I thought he
really did think that. Yeah.
Just when he said, "Look, we got that totally wrong with Suarez, right? Because we spent too much time thinking of him and not enough time thinking." Was it Patrice Evra? Was it
Patrice?
Yeah. He said that we didn't think about his feelings. We just thought about Suarez's, and we shouldn't have done that, you know. And I think that shows a testament to the man Jordan Henderson, right? That he'll come on and he's not trying to blag it, he's not trying to press release it, he's just saying we got it wrong, you know. And he stood up and apologized.
And Liverpool have super decent human being, doesn't drink, you know, very doesn't drink. Yeah, doesn't drink, Henderson. So I mean, the way he has turned people's heads, man, like I can't even describe to you some of the stuff I used to. I mean, I've been at away games before, and I've heard awful stuff said about Henderson.
That's what they used to call him, horrendous.
Well, no, I didn't. But listen, I have been a critic in the past, but what he has done, where he's dragged us from, the leadership, the heart, I mean, you saw what happened when we won, in the final against you lot. And his dad, who, you know, had been struggling with cancer.
On my birthday.
Yeah, it was on
1st of June.
We went down to London and we watched it.
God. We watched it at White Hart Lane, with 60,000 other Spurs fans. It was seriously, it was amazing till about a minute and a half in when Sissoko decided to wave
blatant handball, mate.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying about that game, and Jordan Henderson.
But what it means for his dad coming out of rehab for cancer treatment, and you know, seeing him on the side of the pitch, you just can't help but love that man. And we were so close to selling him to Fulham back in 2013. That bad. So listen, let's all rejoice for Jordan Henderson. Number 1 this week, though, is this man refinding his goal-scoring touch. What a goal this was, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen the slow-mo of this, but Firmino's ball through to Salah takes it down beautifully. I mean, look how close he is there to Henderson, the keeper. He's making it hard for Salah, but somehow on his weaker foot, he manages to evade not only the body, the hand, but also the head. It really brushes past the keeper's head, this one. And it's absolutely aimed to perfection.
Yeah.
So for Liverpool fans, this is great news. For you guys, though, this may not be great news. Salah refinding his scoring touch.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you guys have been bang average, right? Recently, right? By your standards, been bang average, right? And
I think not scoring against Burnley is bang average for anyone.
Yeah.
To be honest. To be honest.
You know, and we've been bang average, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's but you know, you're not terrifying anymore, right? And that is important, right? Because you know, if you go with the mindset that the team that you're playing is terrifying, then
makes it so much more difficult.
Well, yeah, that's their 12th man.
So you don't think we're terrifying? No,
I don't think you're terrifying
I think
anymore.
man for man, you're terrifying. Man for man.
This is going to get clipped. If we win 4-0, this bit is getting clipped up.
I know.
Viral.
I know, but I just don't. I just think that like in the same way, I don't think Man City are terrifying anymore.
Yeah, but we beat
right. Yeah, and we beat
but are we terrifying when Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Diogo Jota, Thiago and Fabinho, Henderson all in midfield with the front three? I mean, once our full team is back, first team is back together, I would be. If I was looking at Big Virgin in the tunnel, I'd be a bit.
But that's not the team we're playing this week.
Yeah,
right.
That is true. But
that's my point.
Also with Villa, they beat your full team. That was your full team against Villa, and they had
Thiago wasn't playing. Jota wasn't around.
You mean Spanish?
I mean, they still embarrassed us. Listen, listen.
Right, kids, you had enough now. Come on, go on. Go on. You had your Spanish.
Spanish Harry Winks, honestly. Harry Winks couldn't lace Thiago. He's just won the Champions League final.
You know,
Champions League final, mate.
I know, exactly. Sit down.
But listen, let's. To be honest, brother, the comments have stopped working for me. It's telling me that loads more have come in, but I can't. It's not giving me the option to view them, which is a shame.
Because I did have to be like slagging off my 13-year-old son for calling.
No, of course not. No, yeah, maybe some abuse there, but no. Listen, in terms of the music stuff, that's something I did want to touch on just before we go. I mean, I mentioned to you at the start. The music is kind of how I came across you, probably about 10 years ago, to be honest, through an interview with probably Pro Green or Example.
Yeah.
I mean, I've interviewed both those guys, and for me, kind of looking up to someone like yourself, someone like Fenners, even Jo Wiley. She did a great interview of Jay-Z that I love in her living room.
In his house, in our house, yeah.
So like, all you kind of guys who have interviewed my heroes, when I get to interview them now, obviously I haven't interviewed Jay-Z yet, but when I'm speaking to the Devlins and the Pro Greens and the Examples, I kind of look back and say thanks to you guys for showing the way in how it should be done, really. So appreciate that, man.
No, man, it's all good. I mean, my thing now is that you know, I'm interviewing, God, I don't know, like hundreds of people a year, right? I mean, in the last week, it's been KSI, Anne-Marie, Katie Price, just a ridiculous list of people. Richard Hammond today was on the show. So you're just always pushing that envelope. I think the key to interviews is, the key to being a great interviewer is listening, right? Because so many times bad interviewers are waiting for an opportunity for themselves to talk, right? Whereas good interviewers are asking a question, listening to the answer and reacting to the answer. So you are really listening to what that person is saying to you. Also, the truly great interviewers are thinking very intuitively and psychologically about what they want to ask. They're not just asking, you know, what's your favorite band and what's your favorite food and all that stuff. They're asking, you know, they're asking in an interview setting, not like as you just did it, but in an interview setting, some people just ask the normal questions and they've got a list of questions and they stick to them in order. That's not how to do it. I only ever think about the first question. That's the only thing I ever think about. After that is purely freestyled. It's where the interviewee takes me. And that has, won me loads of awards and extra listener figures. And I went from, 200,000 listeners a week on Asian Network to 1.2 million a week on 5 Live. And it means that I get to interview people like Sir Paul McCartney, and I get an exclusive with Harry Kane for half an hour, because the PRs and the book publishers and the TV PRs, trust me, they know. Like when Vinnie Jones was bringing out his book, a deeply, deeply sad, emotional, beautiful book about his late wife. He did 2 or 3 things, right? He chose. He wanted to do. He did a Life Stories with Piers Morgan. He did one big TV, and he did me. And the publisher said he asked to do me. When Freddie Flintoff recently did his documentary about bulimia, he did 3 things, and he asked personally that the only radio thing he wanted to do was with me. And that's because you just build up over years the reputation of being someone who listens. That's to be the best interviewer. You need 2 things. You need curiosity and empathy. And if you have neither of those things, you will never be a good interviewer. If you have both of those things, you'll be a good interviewer.
For sure, man. Couldn't agree more. Facts. You're spitting jewels on us. Come on. Listen, bro, I could sit here all night and talk to you about Liverpool, Tottenham. Before we do quickly go, I wanted to grab a prediction from yourself.
I knew this was coming.
So, right, listen, we'll keep this short and sweet, but what do you think the score is going to be, guys, and how do you see the game going?
Right, the defeatist attitude in me, right, is a draw would be a result for us, right? Because Liverpool are good. They're not terrifying, but they're good. Very good team. But the Spurs fan is saying that we're going to win, and I think that we're going to win 2-1 in a close game. We're going to win
2-1, a home victory.
Just what you did to us. What do you think? Well, very quickly, what do you think? Be quick.
I am going to go for 1-0, simply because I feel it'll be a very cagey encounter. And I think that because you guys have not been at your peak of late. No, of late, I feel that it's going to be cagey. I think we'll just about edge it.
Okay.
There you go. Basically, you both think that Tottenham.
What do you think then, Alex? What are you going for?
Do you know what? I'm going 3-1 Liverpool. This is a big statement. We're going to come to your place.
You're going to put 3 past our defenders, past Hugo. You're going to put 3 past Hugo.
You guys really should have beaten us a couple of weeks ago back at Anfield. And I think the fact that we beat you in such a fashion gives us huge confidence for this one. And, I mentioned at the top of the show, no wins for Tottenham in coming up to 4 years against Liverpool. And to be honest, I'm speaking like we aren't on the back of an absolutely atrocious run of form.
That's what I'm saying.
This is more the hopefulist in me, right?
Yeah,
I think this could be the game that if we win this, like I say in the title there, a win at Spurs changes everything. And that's how we're going to end the show tonight on Top of the Kops. Thank you so much to my good friend now, Nihal. I hope you guys can take the time to check his account on Twitter just below. I've left it in the description. So please do and drop him a follow. He's on 5 Live all the time, Tottenham. And he does some great stuff, and hopefully I can come on your show on 5 Live as well, man. That'll be.
We've got to do that when we do the next thing. When you're in a relegation battle in May, we'll get you.
Do you know what? I was on the squad, not last weekend, the weekend.
Oh, they're good lads,
right? And it was on my birthday, and they said, "Do you know what? If you lose today, it's not going to be a great birthday for you." Eventually we drew, but no, I always have fun on there. So
Nick Bright is a gooner. Listen, he's got nothing to say to anyone.
I know, mate. Listen, don't worry about that. Another day. But Nihal, thank you so much for coming on, man. Massively appreciate it. Guys, if you have liked this video, of course, like I said at the top, give it a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. It's going to be a big one at Tottenham Hotspur on Thursday night. I'm going for a win, a Liverpool win.
Come on, you Spurs.
Going for a Spurs win, and we'll call it there. Take care. All the best.